Today's tech tip is all about fuel delivery, and it doesn't matter if you're running an old school carb or late model fuel injection. There's a science to getting the fuel from the tank to the engine and meeting the engine's requirements. Today we're going to show you some examples of how it's all done.
There are several different types of fuel pumps on the market. Low pressure applications for carburation come in a bunch of different styles. This one bolts to the block and is driven by a lobe off the cam and a drive rod. It'll supply between 3 and 7 psi to a carburetor, which is all it really needs. But in some cases, there are mechanical pumps that can supply EFI pressures.
Electric fuel pumps can be internally or externally regulated. They come in a myriad of sizes like this one that replicates a low pressure mechanical pump from 4 to 7 psi, or all the way up to big monsters like this that will support engines that make in excess of 3,500 horsepower.
In-tank pumps like this are electric and mount inside the gas tank or fuel cell, and they're usually rated in liters per hour. If you want an upgrade and still maintain stock appearance, these are the way to go. Inline pumps bolt to the frame rails or the underside of the vehicle, and in our opinion, they're the most universal because they come in a variety of sizes that will cover virtually any horsepower level. Some are internally regulated, but most require the use of this.
An adjustable fuel pressure regulator. Now its job is to control the amount of pressure coming from the fuel pump going to the injectors. Now once it reaches the set level, there's a diaphragm inside that the fuel bypasses and heads to the return side. From there, it makes its way back to the tank.
Here's an example of how we lay out an EFI fuel system. From the tank or cell, a supply line will run to a 100 micron fuel filter. This filter catches contamination the size of beach sand, coffee grounds, and table salt, and it will not put a strain on the pump. Next is the pump itself. Mount it as low as possible to promote gravity feed from the tank to the pump. Next is a 10 micron filter. This filter is designed to catch much smaller contamination like dust. Without it, don't be surprised if you end up with a clogged fuel injector. Next in line are the fuel rails. We like to feed one side of the rail, connect the opposite ends, and run the outlet to the fuel regulator. The purpose of this is to have full pump pressure to both rails and all injectors without being bypassed. The final line runs from the regulator to the tank where it's returned.
There's a lot of components in the fuel system. Hopefully this helps you understand it a little more. Now before you go out and buy any of these parts, do a little research and find out what kind of fuel delivery your engine needs. It's all based on horsepower.